All right. It looks like we are live here on YouTube and other platforms. The Facebook, BriFitDance on Facebook, Fit Beauty Live on Facebook, and oh, yeah, Mid Atlantic TV and BriFitDance YouTube. All right. So, yeah, we're here with Kent, special guest. And how are you? How are you,
I'm
Kent?
terrific. Yeah, really good. Really good. It's so good to be here, Bree.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for coming. You're
This was
like
all Bree's idea too. I like it.
yeah, I've been wanting to have you because you've contributed to a lot of the music that I use
Oh,
for my
thank you.
videos,
Thank you. Thank you.
and yeah, you're like popular on on our YouTube channel. So
Yay.
yeah, all right. We got a comment here. When is this supposed to air? Has been pushed back like 4 times. Yeah, yeah,
Sorry.
yeah.
My fault.
Unfortunately, there's been a lot of like technical problems here, but we fixed it. Craig managed to fix it all. Um,
He's a service management guru for area guides.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And I can like switch to my sunglasses. These are actually new. Um,
They look great. Where'd you get
I
those?
I got these at Costco.
Man, those are really
Costco.
nice sunglasses. I like them a
These
lot.
are thank you. These are Christian Lacroix.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
really cool.
Must be
And these
French.
are and they actually change when I go out in the sun. They actually change like to dark.
To get darker.
To yeah, and
That
they
is so cool.
it goes quick. They turn quick, and then using my sunglasses, I can't see. Can you see that?
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, for some reason I just can't see the screen very well. I mean, I can see that, but yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
I look
yeah.
cool like with these, but
You do, you do.
cooler than these. But anyways, we can start with the questions. Would you like to start with the questions?
Yeah, let fire away.
All right. And I have like an introduction kind of rap a little bit. Okay. BFD and Kent in the house. Can we get a like? Cause we ain't got no mouse. And that was it.
Yeah.
All right. All right. So Kent, you look great.
Thank you,
Like,
thank you.
have you done anything physical? Have you lost any weight or something? Because you look different.
Oh wow,
Very
thank you.
different.
Yeah, I lost 10 pounds or so in the past week or so, and
Wow.
and yeah, it's just
In the past week, you said?
yeah, I'd say 2 weeks
Oh,
max.
okay. Wow.
Yeah, yeah.
That's that's very impressive. So tell us what you did. Like,
Well, I went to a majority liquid diet, and
oh
anything that's
wow.
not liquid is generally vegetable, plant based, no processed foods, um,
Oh
no
my
donuts,
gosh.
no
I can't do
cookies,
that.
no
That's like
crackers.
suffering in a way.
Well, actually, it only takes about 2 days to say, I want to live like this.
Really?
Yeah, all of a sudden, your body drags down when it's carrying around 10 pounds of extra stuff, wherever that stuff happens to be located. But if you think about it, your digestion system takes a long time to process, right? And so, 5 pounds of that is probably just intestinal contents. So if you can figure out a way to
Yeah.
clean out the intestinal system, you're ahead of the game. And I don't drink alcohol at all.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
just, yeah,
that's
that stuff
awesome.
is full of sugar and
Yep,
all of the
yep,
bad things for you. It's bad for your liver and a lot of other organs too. So
yep.
I've
It's
always been on a
yeah,
healthy
don't
path to some
drink.
extent.
All right. And so that was it, just liquids and
Yeah, moving much more
vegetables,
toward liquids, vegetables. I love spaghetti squash. Have you tried spaghetti squash?
spaghetti squash.
Try
No.
putting spaghetti squash with tomato sauce over it. You can't say that too fast. It's impossible. But you have tomato sauce on top of the spaghetti sauce. And it's more delicious than pasta. Pasta is one of those things that'll bloat you up in a hurry, right?
Oof. Yep.
But if you're eating either rice is better, it's still a carb, but it's better than pasta. And
Okay.
the what is the quinoa is another thing that I've
Yeah, I love
substituted.
quinoa. I love quinoa.
Oh,
And hemp seeds. Do you eat
yeah,
hemp
yeah, hemp seed.
seeds?
Oh, absolutely. In
Yeah,
fact, I get
those
those from Sunny Walls.
we actually Craig and I we put our hemp seeds on our salads,
Mm-hmm.
and it's great. I'm used to it. He got me addicted to it. I put everything like in hemp seeds, but yeah.
Is hemp legal in Maryland now?
Is where?
Is hemp legal in Maryland now?
Oh, I'm actually not sure.
Yeah,
Um,
I don't know.
these hemp seeds just come from Costco, so I don't know. I guess they are legal.
Yeah. So I know a lot of states. What are we up to? 27 states where recreational marijuana is legal. Life has changed over the past many years.
Yeah, yeah. I hope they're using it for medical reasons, not for addictions, but
Yeah, well, you know.
it's probably not the case. Mr. Bigman in the house smoothie.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, smoothie's a good.
Yeah,
It's a good
smoothies are
without
very
any
good.
sugars, of course. Yeah,
Yeah, and the key
or
to the
as
way
limited sugar.
I do that is I put in the um, what do you call them? The powder, the protein powder,
Yeah.
and then mix it with like blueberries and spinach and cocoa powder. I put cocoa powder in there. It's really nice additive to it. And I have one of those multivitamins. It's special like energy vitamin things like that. And it doesn't go in my system very well, but I grind it up in a smoothie. It
Oh,
does not add to the flavor, but it does add to the ease of digestion, and the absorbency is like instant. It's just like, whoa, this is great. I love it. So
wow.
yeah, the ultimate energy drink is put your B vitamins into the smoothie and grind them up.
Interesting. Interesting.
Yeah, yeah.
Craig Ship in the house. Kent and Bree in the house.
Yes, we are.
Yes. D Stifle. I think hemp is legal everywhere because there's no THC in it. Marijuana, though, that's a different story. It kind of is.
Well, in the Navy, we used hemp for our major cordage. Like if you're going to take a great big 500-foot ship and tie it up to a wharf, you need something like this big around. I mean, literally, these things that hold the ship to the wharf are huge. And by far the best thing is hemp to use for the rope, because what happens is you put in these new plastics and they're going to stretch, and if you have one of those things pop, it's gonna take out part of your bulkheads on the ship.
Right.
It's so powerful, and anybody in the way is decapitated. So the safest thing to use for ships is generally hemp on the cordage. Yeah, in fact, hemp used to be one of the number one crops in these United States prior to the cotton gin. Yeah, especially on the eastern seaboard, hemp was a crop. I think George Washington and Thomas Jefferson had hemp on their plantations, and it's great for clothing. Makes very, very, very durable clothing, and it also it doesn't wrinkle up like linen. You know how linen looks really good,
Yeah, yeah.
but you have to deal with it if you're going to wear it. I've always wanted not a hemp suit, but a linen suit. But every 2 or 3 hours of wearing it, it's just not what it used to be.
Right.
So you wear it on stage and put it back in after you're done.
Yeah. Mr. Bigman fruit smoothies. Did you do any fruit smoothies?
Well, I do put blueberries in my
Oh,
smoothies.
right. You said
Yeah. So I
blueberries.
guess by
Yeah.
default, I'm doing that. And then the fruit and the spinach. The spinach actually doesn't add a whole lot of flavor to it. It's kind of one of those neutral things. Like I can't tell if I have spinach in the smoothie or not. If you want to add some instant power and protein and iron and everything in your blood, that the blueberry, spinach, hemp, cocoa combination is just pooh. It's my favorite, and the taste is good too.
It's good.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yep.
And I say cocoa, I should say, cacao powder.
Right, right. I wear a linen shirt all the time. So comfortable and breathable.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are very, very, very comfortable. And
Yes.
nowadays, the casual look is in. So everybody I got much more casual look, especially after last year when we were all staying inside. And so
It's
people.
probably more for like winter cold weather, or it can be anytime?
Oh, anytime,
Anytime.
anytime. It's real
Okay.
popular in the Philippines. When I was in the Philippines for the Navy, they had uh, really nice, untucked, like square at the bottom kind of shirts that would go down to about your pocket level, and they were semi-formal dress shirts. And in fact, that's what they wore. Where we wear a suit and tie. It's too hot in the Philippines to wear a suit and tie.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
would
Yeah.
wear one of these things, and it looks like it's like an off-white linen shirt, and it has the pockets on it like remember the Aussie soldiers and all
Mhm.
of those people who would go in the African bush and stuff like that. They would be wearing the with the big pockets here and the big pockets down low, and so
Oh.
they'd very rarely have any things in those pockets. They were just for decoration. Because with linen, put something in the pocket and it's going to be real obvious right away. So with the uh, linen, it's just for decoration.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
And what made you do this diet? I'm wondering what made you do this diet, like out of nowhere.
Well, what happened was during COVID, there
Uh-huh.
wasn't a whole lot of opportunity to perform. Wasn't a whole
Okay.
lot of opportunity to go out anywhere. And so you go for a few months without wearing your costumes and then go to snuggle into your costumes and you go, uh-oh, yeah, I got thousands of dollars in costumes. I can't get rid of them just because I'm a few pounds over. So
Oh, I see. I see.
yeah,
Okay.
it was
You
actually
decided to.
economic. I was pressured into it, but I'm glad I did. It's like one of those things, it's momentum. The first day it's just like, oh man, I could go for a burger. I want some French fries.
Definitely.
But after a couple
Or eat
days and your
anything.
system cleans out,
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
all of a sudden, like somebody actually day before yesterday offered me pizza, and I said no, thank you. I
Whoa.
turned it down. I turned down pizza because I know what that processed food would do to my intestines.
Wow. So you're like mentally and physically like ready and prepared, and like you're just, are you gonna like continue this, or what are you gonna do?
I have no reason to eat pizza. It's like once you get into it, it's like some people say that once you get into yoga, you don't stop. And I do Kundalini breathing, every day,
Oh,
to
good.
where you're trying to get as much air into your system as possible. It really helps with your singing. It helps with your mental clarity, and it's literally you breathe through your nose as hard and fast as you can. Yeah, you can see lots of videos on Kundalini yoga, but it's like if I did
Whoa.
it here,
I should
it
do
would
it.
be like, "What are you doing on here?" That'd be some controversy, but it's like literally going, and you
Whoa.
do that for about 5 minutes, and your head changes. And every one of these little health tips, it's not like okay, you'll see results in a month. You'll see the results in 5 minutes on doing the breathing.
Five
And
minutes.
if anybody's at home and just try it, make sure you're seated down in case you get too much oxygen into your system. We don't want anybody passing out. But try just breathing heavy for just a couple minutes and watch what happens to your mental clarity. All of a sudden, you're sharp and alive, and boom,
Wow.
you're thinking of stuff.
So when you wake up and you just like start doing it, or
Yeah, well, I wake up and I do some breathing, and then I go for a very, very high speed, brisk 15-minute walk.
okay.
I mean, I've got a set route. I don't deviate from the route because I pace myself. And so after I finish doing the walk, the whole time I'm walking, I'm breathing heavy. But then I do
Oh
some
wow.
more breathing when I get back. Another trick is if you have any stairs in your house or anything like that, and you
Hmm.
have to go up and down stairs a lot, with every step, take a huge breath. And I mean, one that makes your belly go out, one of those kind of breaths. And so you got 12 steps or whatever it is, you're going up your steps between floors. And then you've got 12 great big breaths you've added to your brain.
Wow.
Think about it. It's the anatomy of the situation. You put more blood in your oxygen, the blood is going to go to your brain, and your clarity is going to go up.
Definitely, definitely. I can see. I can
Yeah, yeah.
imagine how that's very beneficial for like mental health
Hmm,
too,
hmm.
and physical health as well.
Yeah, well, we've had a lot of mental health challenges in our country this past year.
Oh,
One of
yes.
those is those just the depression, of where
Yeah.
where we have been. In fact, you remember that song that I wrote? I won't give up on you.
Mhm.
The one it's on Spotify and everywhere. I actually get checks every month from Spotify or through my agency that handles that, because of the downloads. There's just
Wow.
something about that thing. It's people are responding to it.
Mhm, mhm.
So
Well, good.
can you pull up on the Spotify on here, or does Craig have that?
Let's
I
see
don't know.
here.
It'd be interesting to find out.
So
We
is it
should have tested this
Spotify?
first. Everybody thinks of me as like a country folky performer, but I have a whole lot of a synthesizer background, and I know there's a lot of controversy on whether or not you've got EDM or techno or chill or whatever the different things is. I guess you'd classify
Yeah.
mine as like a tropical chill sound, and you should be able to look at try looking in. Just a search. Do your regular
Loving.
search and EDRENN. Let's see.
I'm trying to sign in, but it shouldn't be there. Because I'm going to Spotify.com. Is that where I should
Yeah,
go?
yeah, you're in the right place. Do you have a Spotify account? Even if it's a free
Um,
one. Everybody should at least have a free Spotify account.
I guess.
In my opinion, it's one of the best. I actually have the music up on iHeart radio and things like that. It's on all the free platforms. So anything that you happen to have, you can look at it. Oh, there you go. Perfect.
No, that's great.
Yeah, see, I know, but
What
you're
is
getting
it?
yours in there, so it's great.
For the Gmail account. Let's see if it
Yeah,
works.
yeah. Yep, there you go. I don't know if you heard, but Microsoft Azure, which does a lot of the email clarification on this thing,
Wants
with
me to verify.
yeah, they're having some serious issues. Everything's
Oh,
defaulting to
right.
multi-factor authentication, and so you have to get the phone calls. And so, yeah, thank you, Microsoft, for making our life so wonderful today.
Oh no.
Oh man, okay. But yeah, I like the Spotify platform because you can choose what you want to listen to, look up a particular song, not just get a stream of things on there.
Yeah, for some reason it's not working. Do you have a Spotify account?
I do, but I don't know if I know the password. It's automatic on everything. It should allow you to listen for free. What about Facebook? Do you have a Spotify account?
I do, but for some reason it's not.
Oh, okay. Well, everybody else, look
My
up
password is not working.
EDRENN on Spotify, iHeart,
Let me just put it here.
Pandora. EDRENN. It's like the Garden of Eden, but I changed the name to Echo Delta Romeo Echo November November.
Okay, Spotify.
Yeah.
So just search EDRENN
Right,
on Spotify.
right.
Okay.
Yeah. And any of them, Pandora, all of that. You can listen to my alternate kinds of sounds. And it's a very much of a tropical chill. It's cool stuff.
Cool.
Yeah. In fact, I've had several soundtracks that have been used by different producers and directors, and so I've gotten some profile as doing some soundtracks. In fact, right before COVID hit, I was on to do the second season of another show, and I actually submitted the 12-song package and everything like that. COVID hits and they can't film.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Are
And
they
I'd have
doing
had
it
an
this year
entire
or maybe
season.
next?
I haven't heard back from them. I've bugged them. And, what happens is a lot of those production companies, especially when you're watching TV, and this is a show that's, like on Amazon Prime and everything. And, but when you can't produce something and you got to pay for at least your bare bones skeleton staff, you run out of money in a hurry if you don't have a revenue stream.
Right.
So that's happened to a lot of
Exactly.
television production companies. I know of one guy who should have put out something. He's right down in Maryland. I did another soundtrack for him for Racing the Times It was a PBS special. It also aired on Maryland Public Television, and it was a very, very, very high quality production. And he used my scores on that. And he's been, dead in the water for the past year. But I just got the word like this past week that he's going to be putting in some filming coming up pretty soon on another. It's good. It's primarily for Maryland Public Television, but whenever you do something for the Maryland Public Television, PBS can pick it up very cheap. And so they
Wow.
often do that, especially for fill-in program on the
That's
weekends and
awesome.
things like that. Yeah, it is.
Awesome.
And if you look up Racing the Times,
Racing the Times.
you'll see my credits in there for the soundtrack and listen to some of my favorite symphonic scores that I've written.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, I'll check it out.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Mr. Big Man, you can buy organic mixed fruits in the bag to blend up.
That's a great idea. Yeah. It makes life a little bit easier.
Yep.
Yeah, especially you definitely want to go organic. What's happening with a lot of our crops is because they're being mass produced by huge companies like, I don't want to say like ConAg, but when you go from farmer to boardroom, the emphasis is no longer on the food, but on the profits. And so I think, that's one of the things that's been a challenge, to human beings living with that system. It's been wonderful for the boardrooms because they're making more money, and they have a lot of cross directorates, where people are sitting on the board of like a food place and on a medical organization, and it benefits both because you have a lot more cancer for. Because people are eating non-organic things,
Yep.
which means you're actually ingesting pesticides and things. You take the best example of that is celery. Get organic celery and non-organic celery. Take a bite of the organic, take a bite of the non-organic. You can taste the pesticides. You can absolutely taste them. Oh, absolutely. You can't wash them off because they're inside the plant itself. And so I highly, highly recommend organic. If you can't afford to buy organic, don't eat.
Eat as healthy as possible.
Drink lots of water.
Lots of water. Yep. Here is my Bitcoin bottle. And that's where I have my water. It keeps it cool, which is nice.
Well, Bitcoin is cool anyway. Everybody loves Bitcoin. Hey,
so
it's
you
going
own
back
some
up,
Bitcoin?
right?
Yeah.
It's going back up.
It's like up to like 41, I think.
41. That's outstanding.
Yeah. Actually 42 now. 42,492.
Oh my gosh. What date is that?
What date is this?
Yeah, I mean that little dip there. What was that dip? I heard about that one.
37,000. That was August 4.
August 4. Yeah, I heard it went down and back up again. And so, you try and catch the downs. So when it goes back up, you make some money, right? Yeah.
Well, I just buy and hold. Like I accept donations from like my Twitter followers, subscribers, any supporters, and just hold it. I don't try to like trade or sell because I'm not a expert in it and I don't want to risk myself. So I just hold it. And
when I was a kid, I used to buy and sell toys.
Really?
Yeah. My uncle used to make fun of me for that.
So you would buy and sell toys, but
army soldiers or, model trains, and just the kids in the neighborhood, right? Somebody would be tired of playing army soldiers and I'd go, can I have them? And, give me $1 for them. That was a lot of money back then. And I'd give them $1 when you're a kid, it's a huge amount of money. But then I'd go sell them off for like 20 cents a piece and make a profit.
Yeah. Wow.
I'll take 10. I got $2.
That's cool.
Yeah, it works. So I've had that attitude all my life. You only kind of temporarily have things in your life anyway. There is no U-Haul behind the hearse when you go to the graveyard. So you got to figure everything is temporary. So if you look at that idea of if you can let go of stuff, you're actually halfway there. Eckhart Tolle is one of my favorite philosophers to go through. And he said, you should just watch thoughts as clouds drifting through the air. And, boy, that really eased my stress level a lot. Just say, okay, that pain that I'm thinking I'm having is just a thought. It's not really me.
Mhm.
It doesn't exist. It's not concrete. Temporarily, I'm solid matter.
Mhm.
But the things that are around us, this plastic isn't going to last very long. And as nice as that Bitcoin cooler is,
It's all short term.
it's all short term. That'll be in the trash within 5 years, right? And you're going to live significantly longer than 5 years.
Definitely.
Yeah,
Definitely.
yeah.
If I keep exercising and eating nutritiously.
So that'll be in the trash while you're still alive.
Yeah, I
And
guess
so
so.
all of a sudden, possessions
And
really are just
technology will
temporary.
add up or get advanced, more advanced with technology.
I've got an iPhone 10. It works. I,
Yeah, this is iPhone 10 too.
yeah, they're great. I see no reason to upgrade. But they've had what, 2 upgrades since then?
Yeah, like with an extra camera. Have you seen those with an extra camera, like 3 cameras on the back?
Why? Why do you want 3 cameras? You
I
can do it
honestly don't
stereo.
know.
Yeah.
But with my normal camera here, that's enough for me.
Yeah, and it's great resolution. I take pictures and it
Yeah,
says, "Do you want to
1080p
send?"
and 4K too.
Yeah, do you want to send the thing? Whenever you email a picture, it says, "Do you want an actual size?" And it's like 7.8, megs, and that's huge file.
Yeah,
That's a huge file. And you start looking at that thing and you start opening it and opening. And even if you crop the daylights out of it, it still looks good. I've had pictures that are like this big, or I've gone down to like this big and posted them on Facebook, and they look great. I do that a lot with Gilbert's Hobby Shop.
mhm.
I'll do a very background kind of picture of a model railroad and then crop it so you're right on top of the locomotive and everything is perfectly in focus. And
Whoa.
that's just an iPhone
Yeah.
trick because of the high resolution. And what you're seeing on a Facebook posting is very low resolution. They compress the daylights out of those pictures. They have to. There's not enough servers in the world to, save all those things at actual size.
Yeah. Wow. Yep,
Hey,
that's
speaking of
technology.
servers, did you hear about what's going on? The NSA has a server farm in Utah. It's supposedly the largest server farm in the world, and the National Security
Mhm.
Agency collects a whole lot of data. And NSA is one of those that can keep track of things, what's going on domestically, which ultimately is a good thing, for keeping us safe. It helps to cut down on idiots that can interfere with our lives, and everything from terrorists to even they're intercepting mass shootings, and they're even using artificial intelligence. In fact, Los Angeles recently implemented artificial intelligence to do the Minority Report thing. Where, remember Tom Cruise in Minority
Mhm.
Report, they had these people who could predict crimes and they'd go arrest them before the crime happens. They're using artificial intelligence right now to predict the possibility of crime. They can't arrest them, but they can certainly, interfere and let people know, hey, we got an eye on you. So the
Wow.
mechanism behind all of this is this huge server farm, and you can look it up on the web. Get an aerial picture of this thing, and you got an automobile this big, and the rest of the picture is like the warehouse that the server farm is in.
Definitely.
And
Whoa.
so the what happens is that they have so much electricity going on in the server farm that in sections where you've got like thousands of servers that are working, they have to go in with electronic protective gear 2 or 3 days after they turn the servers off. And during the time that the servers are running, they have artificial lightning strikes that are go within the servers.
Whoa.
Oh yeah, that was in Mission Critical magazine. If you ever want to look that one up and get the source on it,
Yeah, we'll do.
lightning strikes in a server farm because of
Lightning
the
strikes.
thousands and thousands of servers they have going there. And when you see a physical server, it looks like a little rack mounted server, but within that server, because you have so many virtual machines, you could have 20 servers in a server.
Hmm.
So if you've got 20 virtual servers times thousands and thousands and thousands of servers, you have a lot of information in there, but you also have a lot of electrical, just the Maxwell equation. The joke behind Maxwell's silver hammer is Maxwell's equation is the the one that, talks about electricity moving through a field. You got a coil like this and electricity goes through there. Maxwell's equation tells you what this is going to be going through the electric field. And so as a result of that kind of thing happening, you create a field and you're going to create or stimulate other types of energy propagation, or literally electrical propagation. And Tesla knew this, back around the 1900s. He very, very early in the 20th century, Tesla was experimenting with this very thing. And of course, it's how hard the push is that comes behind the volts that really makes the lightning strikes.
Wow, that's power.
Yeah.
Mr. Big Man, I see the bags in local grocery stores in the frozen section.
Yeah, that was on the organic fruit.
Yes. Yeah, he was referring to that. De-stifle. I've been on a diet and back working out for about 3 weeks now.
Yay, 15 pounds.
I've done 15 pounds so far. Gotta be able to fit back into my suits. I sure do miss pizza, burgers, and fries though. Oh, and a Pepsi. Yeah.
Well, cold drinks are just terrible for you. You don't want to ever drink a cold drink.
Like once in a while you could eat it, right? Once in a while.
Well, you could also drink brake fluid. Just as long as you only do it once in a while.
Yeah.
It's poisonous.
It is.
Pepsi, Coke, all of those are terribly poisonous. In fact, it was
so much sugar and just chemicals.
Even the sugar-free ones.
The sugar-free.
I'm going to tell another Gilbert's Hobby Shop story.
Don't drink Pepsi.
But I was filming at Gilbert's Hobby Shop. We're doing some stuff, and I was dying of thirst. I forgot to bring water, and I asked Tommy if he had any bottled water, and he says no, but I got Diet Mountain Dew. And I thought, okay, well, I guess that'd be okay. As thirsty as I was, I'd try it. And my head was swimming. There was something wrong with my metabolism.
Oh, no.
And it turns out that stevia is often one that's a dextrose that's put into a lot of those supposedly, sugar-free drinks. And it turns out that stuff is just terrible for your sugar balance.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Pancreatic cancer and then some. Anything you don't want to get diabetes. That's the last thing you want to go for. And so many of the things that are in diet drinks are actually stimulating diabetes. You avoid that. Just don't drink them. Don't buy them. Thank you, Mr. Big Man. I like getting the truth out of stuff.
Kyle Jet in the house. Hey guys.
Hey there.
Steve Stifle. Speaking of mental health challenges, the one with the most is in the Oval Office now.
Oh yeah. We won't go there.
Kyle Jet, been too long without Ken. Yeah, we haven't seen you in a while. Yeah. De-stifle EDM rules. Oh, he was referring to the song, the music. Yeah, I gotta keep up with the comments here.
Okay.
Mr. Big Man, smash the like. Yep.
Yeah, smash that like button and share this content. Doesn't cost you a penny to put it on your Facebook.
Comment, and share. And turn that notification bell for more videos. Derek Selly, Kent, I have a question for you.
All right, Derek, what you got?
Who worked over at Wheaton Doge first? You or Craig?
I had to be Craig.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, are you from Wyoming?
Wyoming. Hey, I have played in Wyoming. I have been out there singing, but not there enough to say I'm from Wyoming. I know it well, though. It's a great place. I did the Montana, Utah, Wyoming.
So where are you from?
New Orleans.
New Orleans, okay.
Dans la Louisiane, tout le monde parle français et je suis Cajun aussi.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, we're all Cajuns down there. I'm all ready for press 3 for French, but they don't have it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a very strong third language in these United States. Louisiana is known for being a repository of French language, and the French government actually contributes money for us to get educated in the French language in schools. It's the Council for the Development of French in Louisiana. And so we really appreciate that money. In fact, they paid for back in my day it was Entendu. It was the French television, and now it's Canal Bleu. But yeah, French television used to be available for free on all the cable systems.
Whoa. So did you have to learn French in school? Is that what you did?
Starting in 4th grade.
Starting in 4th grade. Wow.
But the real motivation to learn French is when your mom and dad don't want you to know something and they start speaking in French.
Yeah. Yeah.
That'll make you want to learn French more than anything.
Definitely.
Yeah.
These stifle Huffman sub a day keeps the gravestone away.
There you go.
Yeah.
I could go for a gravestone.
Only the SPGY002 is forever.
What is that?
That's Craig's Grand Seiko watch. That's on the bench.
Yes.
Right there.
Oh, that's beautiful. I love that watch.
You like it?
Yeah, that'll be around from generation to generation.
Yes.
You invest in a watch like a Grand Seiko. It's like, outlives a car.
Yeah.
It's like
Do you have any watches? Like, do you own any watches?
a phone.
Like a wristwatch?
I don't.
No?
I don't have a wristwatch, and it's
not
just
really
because I
interested.
haven't found one that I really like. I definitely
Yeah, it
would
can be
like
a
to get a
bit-
Grand
A
Seiko.
bit difficult, yeah. I have my Grand Seiko SPG X038.
Yeah, that's nice. That is. I really like that band too.
It's this is from hdstraps.com, and they did a good job. And I like the gold little thing, clasp, I think it's called, and
Yeah.
then the dial. It's just stunning.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I'm wearing Craig's Faux bracelet. This is actually mine.
Is
it's
it
like
gold?
It's like the baby. Yeah, it's actually 18K yellow gold.
Wow.
This is 18K yellow gold as well. And so is the Grand Seiko 038 and the 002.
Now, what do you think of that theory where the ancient aliens came to this planet looking for gold because they needed gold as part of their oxygen processors on their home planet, and they subjugated the creatures that were already living here and bumped them up to being kind of like humans? Have you heard that theory?
No.
Oh man, you got to watch Ancient Aliens. There are so many
Wow.
interesting and controversial theories. Ancient alien theorists agree.
Those are cool. Those are, yeah. I want to learn more about it.
Oh yeah, in fact, the Sumerian texts talk about that exact thing.
Kent are acoustic guitars with pickups
Heresy.
Heresy.
Yeah, and I have on this particular guitar a bridge saddle pickup that was put in by the Martin company itself. I'm a Martin endorsee, and so yeah, I have no problem with that. You got to amplify. We got more questions.
Yeah, more questions.
Oh my word, they're really. We
Craig
must be having a
says-
controversial show today.
Yeah, Bitcoin will fix that. Bitcoin will defund big government. Yeah. Buser, what is Kent's dream guitar? The Rolls Royce of guitars.
Martin, outstanding. They're outstanding guitars all the way down the line.
Kent, you seem like a knowledgeable guy. Can you talk about UFOs, your option on how they work?
That's a great question. There's several ideas on that. And according to ancient alien theorists, we already, not just we, these United States and Russia, both have the remains of UFOs, and even suggest that maybe the Germans in World War II had the remains of a UFO, reverse engineered that for some of their flying aircraft. And certainly when you see the things that are coming out rapidly back to back, have you heard about they have a digital chip that is now a battery?
Whoa.
Oh yeah, that's just brand spanking new. And where else could this be coming from but maybe some ancient alien technology, or just alien technology that we happen to reverse engineer at, some hangar somewhere in New Mexico or Las Vegas or something like that. And they say right outside of Las Vegas is an underground facility where they moved all alien aircraft to, and supposedly we've had diplomatic relations with the aliens. So I don't know. I haven't knowingly met an alien, but then I could be an alien and not know it.
So right, yeah, that's what I think too. But so you think there's like aliens up in space, like
Well,
somewhere
there
in
are.
space?
What was it? Carl Sagan. There are billions and billions of stars in the galaxy,
Oh
and
my
they all
gosh,
have to have some kind of planets, and some of them are in the
some life.
Goldilocks zone.
Yeah,
You
some
know,
life has to be there.
yeah, it makes sense because we keep getting meteorites that are hitting this planet, and with evidence of life on that. And of course,
Wow.
if you look at any of the pictures of Mars, you don't have to be a geologist or an astronomer to see that there are water flow patterns clearly in evidence on Mars. You look right at any of the pictures
That's
of
true. That's
Mars,
true.
and you've got these things that look like river deltas that are coming out. And so I think Mars screwed up their ecology. Their atmosphere, went way hot or something like that, and then they had some kind of big global disaster like an asteroid, hit and boomed, and it just sucked off all of the uh, oxygen. Not all of it. There's still oxygen on Mars, but a
Yeah.
lot of it could have been, a livable, breathable place. And
Wow.
one of the suggestions that could be made that the Garden of Eden was Mars, and they built themselves a great big ark, and came over here to this planet. But my guess is that maybe the ark had some mechanical misfirings or something like that, and the poor aliens that crash landed here, those who survived, ended up having to deal with Earth in its primordial form 57 million years ago, and then they had to readjust their lifestyle, and of course their technology just passes into lack of memory.
Hmm. Hmm.
And we know that up to 57 million years now, they've pushed it back. Hominids have been proven to exist on this planet up to 57 million years ago.
Whoa.
So our idea of this planet being around for 20, 30,000 years, or at least civilization being around for that long, it's very, very small compared to what it could be. We probably had several iterations of life forms that have just, all of a sudden they hit their, the um, what do you call the coronavirus foxtrot variant. It wipes out most of the humans. Some of the people survive, but
Hmm.
then nobody's running the servers out there in Utah, so nobody knows what's going on. Within several generations, you've got an idiocracy. You're living very, very primitively. And if you go to the Ayurvedic texts that the Hindus have, some of their earliest writings are all about what it was like to be in a 26,000 year cycle where one thing goes to another.
Okay.
You guys need to keep up with the comments.
Wow, we got more
Yeah,
comments
we got.
coming
You
in.
need to catch
We
up.
have a lot of comments
What's
to
the trick with seamless
to
guitar changes? 2 chords at a time. The real trick, if you want to do seamless guitar, let's see if I can get this over here. It's a so if you want to practice something, make sure you're seamless from one to another, and don't try and rush yourself. You can sing a song like this. Well, you think it's fine building jumbo planes, taking a ride on a cosmic train. Switch on the summer from a slot machine. You can get what you want if you want, 'cause you can get anything. I know we've come a long way. We're changing day to day. But tell me, where do the children play?
It's cool.
Well, you roll on roads over fresh green grass with your lorry loads, pumping petrol gas. Well, you make them long and you make them tough. but they just go on, and it seems that you can't get off. I know we've come a long way, we're changing day to day, but tell me, where did the children play? Just 2 chords, and I'm just understrumming these. Here we go. Oh, where you crack the sky, scrapers fill the air. Will you keep on building higher till there's no more room up there? So you see how I'm changing this,
you switch,
but making it really interesting.
Yeah.
See? And so you can strum it like this, and then try and switch it in your racing. But if you go, you're going to give yourself time to change. So will you make us laugh? Will you make us cry? Will you tell us when to live? Will you tell us when to die? I know we've come a long way, we're changing day to day, but tell me, where do the children play? D, G, D, G, and then the other chords are E minor and A, and you throw in a C every so often. You can look that one up on the internet. It's one of the easiest songs for beginners. It has no F. The F chord is everybody's hated chord, But this one is a real simple song for beginners, and you can see that trick, and you can do this with so many things, so many different kinds of songs. And so that's the trick for seamlessly changing chords. Start off like that. Eventually you'll get faster. One of the things too is you got to play every day, at least a few minutes, because you build up calluses on your fingers. Once your fingers are hard and calloused, you can press down on the strings and the chords will sound much more clear.
Whoa.
And can I sing a song in French too?
Yes. Can you sing a song in French?
Bien sûr.
One song.
What was that question?
Where can I get a food Cajun seasoning these days? There used to be a brand in Green called Louisiana, but they're no longer in business.
My friend Waylon Thibodeau. You'll love Waylon Thibodeau's music. Waylon Thibodeau, I think Waylon does this song too. And, I played with him for years down in Louisiana. And he's gotten so much better. He's a fiddle player and does some outstanding French music too. And just the nicest guy you ever want to meet. Yeah, ego, none. He's really a Cajun boy. He's completely surprised that he can make a living out of playing fiddle. But yeah, Waylon Thibodeau. I think his mixes are fantastic. À ce matin, je m'ai trouvé assis sur mon lit, à pleurer avec un cœur ainsi que c'est. Parce que je vais rêver à mes châtis noirs, qui est parti là-bas jamais sans revenir. Après-midi, je suis aussi de ma galerie, après que t'es le soleil a presque couché. Je m'endors et je m'ennuie de mes châtis noirs. C'est ce qui fait que ma cœur est si cassé. This morning as I sat on my bed, crying from a dream I had, I was sad thinking of you, my dear dark eyes, and that you're never coming back.
You probably, yeah, you want to hydrate.
Yeah, I got that cough. That cough was coming right toward the last verse of the song.
Okay, Kent. Oh, you answered that question. Right? There you go.
Yeah, Waylon Thibodeau. Yeah, get hold of my Waylon Thibodeau.
Kent needs to contact Steve at Little Treasury.
Yes, Steve.
Yeah, he sells watches.
Oh, he's
If
got
you're
you got a great
interested-
store too.
If you're interested, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The Sumerians.
The Sumerians, yes, we were talking about the ancient Sumerian texts. That's hard to say, texts.
Texts.
Yeah, it is hard to say, isn't
Texts.
it? Texts. That's like tusks.
Yeah.
Tusks. It's really hard. In fact, it's hard to get the tusks out of the elephant, except in Alabama, because the tusks are looser.
Oh, wow.
Sorry. Old Alabama joke.
I heard that Joe Biden and Nancy Pelosi were the only alien survivors from the Roswell crash.
Well, I don't buy into that concept because I don't think they're as smart as the aliens.
True. Ancient aliens. Definitely seen a few episodes of that late night.
Yes. Once you get
I would
started
like
in
to
it,
see-
you can't turn them off.
I would like to see one of those. Kent, you're a rock star.
Hey,
Yes,
well, thank you,
yes,
Eric.
he is.
And,
And with the sunglasses, you really do look like a rock star.
Hey, Kurt Cobain's Martin is the most expensive guitar in the world. I believe it. It's a Martin. All of the imitators like, Taylor and all of those other things, they're just not the same. The thing that's the real key, great thing about the Martin guitar is it's complementary to the voice. I had one person who was a performer at a Renaissance fair. She had just bought a Taylor guitar, and she went to sing a song with it, and it's like the guitar drowned out her voice acoustically.
Oh,
Yeah, and it's just like, wait a minute, why would anybody want a guitar that loud and that bright? Just doesn't
Yeah.
make any sense. But you notice this is a straight SM57 microphone. It's designed to be flat. In fact, this is used, it has been used by the presidents ever since Eisenhower, this particular microphone. They have not been able to make a better microphone for a general all-purpose flat mic. And listen to how warm and clean that sound is. It's not overly bright. I have no tone controls on it that are going into the microphone. Although I've made the joke while singing around a campfire, how come my volume control doesn't work? I get this little volume thing if I happen to be plugged in. But if you're singing around the campfire, there is no amp.
whoa.
So it's a joke I run.
Does Kent have any authentic turtles plectrums?
Well, they're illegal, so I shouldn't admit that I do.
Okay. De-stifle. We're already living in an idiocracy world right now. It started with an election in 2008 and boom, happened overnight.
My theory is
Yeah.
it actually started in the 1960s. I can remember clearly as a kid when they took the textbooks that used to be full of information and stuff you really wanted to memorize and real like history, for example. And then they turned it into a whole bunch of pictures and cartoons. All of a sudden, the text started coming out. Like they had, Columbus sailed the ocean blue in 1492, and they had a cartoon of Columbus on a ship that looked nowhere like 1500s era ships. And so I think there was a deliberate change in textbooks during that era. And it's late 1960s when that happened. And I started to see, textbooks, as through the years, I've been involved in a lot of different educational things. And the books have been downgraded considerably. I have some of my old college texts. You take a college text from today and a college text from back when I went to college, and a total night and day difference in the content of what's there. Lots of pictures and diagrams and things like that. And the actual, intellectual content is minimal. So, yeah, I think it wasn't just an election issue. I think they're probably, somebody way behind the scenes, some people have said, it was like uh, uh, the Rothschilds, who have been behind this since the 1700s, the Illuminati and things like that. I don't know about any of those conspiracies. And I don't know if the Queen of England is really descended from the aliens, like some people say. But, I think it's there's something going on, this world, the borders are locked down. And that's one of the things that the National Socialist Party advocated in the 1930s, was locking down borders. And remember, Albert Einstein just barely got out of Germany before the National Socialists locked down the borders. And so without your papers, you can't go anywhere in National Socialist Germany. And nowadays in New York City, you can't go into an indoor, place of business without a vaccination card. Are your papers in order?
Wow.
Yeah, it's happening right now.
Very strict.
Yeah. So, and this process did not start, in past couple of years. It's been a very long-term process.
Are you a fan of
Patti Smith?
Yes.
I like to listen to Patti Smith, but it's not the kind of material that I would play.
Mhm.
Some of it's very gender specific.
The only F chord I know is a 4-letter word and sing it loudly all the time.
The F chord is often nicknamed by that. Yeah, you may have heard.
Oh, instead of like the F bomb.
Yeah, it's the
They
F
call it
chord.
the F chord. Okay.
Yeah.
Do we get a BriFitDance to Kent's song?
I don't think we're going to do that today because we're doing more of an interview format.
Yes, but there's a few of Kent's videos on Craig's channel on Mid Atlantic TV. So if you just search keyword Kent or Kent Courtney, you'll see a lot of videos of him. Kent, do you like Star Wars or Star Trek?
Well, if it's an either or question, I prefer Star Wars to Star Trek.
Yeah.
If it's do I like both? Yes. I think the Star Wars series is, based on a lot of the myth. The Joseph Campbell put together a lot of thoughts on, what was the common human myth that ties us all together. And Joseph Campbell was a heavy influence on Star Wars. So I think for that reason, they are, a little bit better. However, that being said, the original Star Trek series by Gene Roddenberry was based on the classic dramatic situations of William Shakespeare. And in fact, you'll notice if you become a Shakespeare fan, you'll notice that a high percentage of the original Star Trek series were just right off the boilerplated, right off of Macbeth and Hamlet and things of that sort.
Interesting.
Wayland Thibodeau.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh.
Seasoning.
Okay. Wayland Thibodeau is a fiddle player. And it's Waylon, just like Waylon Jennings, right? I think he was named after Waylon Jennings. And then Thibodeau is like Thibodaux, Louisiana. Thibedeaux, something like that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Thibodeau. What can you Google
Kinda
that
like,
while we're doing that and just
like
say, how do you
this.
spell Thibodeau for sure?
Oh, but it's like
Make sure I got it right. I can say Thibodeau, but I don't know if I can spell it. The wonderful thing about, media these days is when you're doing a show, you can look up stuff and see if that's it. I don't know if Waylon has done any seasons.
Thibodeaux.
Oh, yeah. Thibodeaux. Oh, in fact, look up Waylon and see what we got on Waylon Thibodeau. Hey, and if you ever talk to him, tell him Kent sent you.
So W-A.
L-O-N. W-A-Y-L-O-N. Oh, with an N, Waylon.
With an N?
Yeah, W-A-Y-L-O-N as in November. And then we might want to get rid of the Louisiana part too.
Okay, Waylon
There you go.
Tribute.
Louisiana's Rockin' Fiddler, Cajun music. And what is that? Wayfont.com? Oh my gosh.
Wayland.com.
Oh, Wayland.com. Man, I can't believe it. He's gotten so much older, but then so have I. I remember him being a young fellow. We were doing the Crawfish Festival down St. Bernard Parish, and he was in our band. We're getting ready to go up on stage, and he had this joke that was running for years. He'd go up to somebody, give me $1, like that, right? And one day he comes up without him saying a word. I say, here's that $1 you wanted, Waylon. And he just took it, pocketed it, didn't say another word. And everybody in the band knew what I was going to do to him. And so they were all kind of snickling about it, waiting for Waylon's reaction, like he's going to give it back. No, he still has that $1. But great man. I got nothing but good to say about Waylon. He's great. And his beard is longer than his hair. I remember when his hair was longer than his beard.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, hot. And it's Walon. Oh, there's a T in there. Waylon. Oh, yeah, Waylon Thibodeau. WaylonT.com.
Oh, yeah, with the T.
Yeah. We got more questions.
Sell seasoning?
No, he does not sell seasoning.
Oh, because he was asking about seasoning.
Right, I saw that, but it's actually
Yeah.
the Waylon Thibodeau mentioned it was actually about the music. He's a fiddle player.
Yeah, no seasoning.
He's
there.
hot, not like
No
the seasoning.
seasoning
He's
there.
hot because he sounds good.
Yeah.
Like Bree's hot, right?
Thank you. How often does Kent trim the nails on his left hand?
Weekly, every week, absolutely
Wow.
religiously. And
Okay.
it's sometimes,
Yeah.
I do a touch up in the middle of the week, but usually Thursdays. I'm a creature of habit.
That's good though. Habit is good. The collages today just teach social justice.
Garbage.
Garbage. Kyle Jet. Something is definitely going on. I feel bad for young kids right now coming into this terrible world.
Sorry, Bree. She's so
It's
young.
okay.
She didn't even know
I'm
Jimmy
still-
Carter.
Yeah. I feel like me holding Bitcoin will help at least.
Yeah.
Having some Bitcoin in the future. I'm probably in the 1%. Because not many people know about it, or not many people are interested in learning about it.
But you can use Bitcoin to pay on PayPal.
Yes.
Elon Musk, he's always ahead of things. He's going to space. Jeff
Yeah, like
Bezos already went to space. Did you catch that?
He promotes a lot of altcoins.
But did you notice Jeff Bezos went to space?
Really?
Oh, yeah. The founder of Amazon quit his
Yeah.
job as CEO, and he actually rode one of his own Blue Origin rockets into space.
Oh my gosh.
It's already done. Done deal. We are in such a different world.
Yep, we are.
Yeah.
Better to be alive rather than not, I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll take that. I'll take that.
I mean, sure, yeah. When am I the only one who thought Neil Young was an American?
Well, if you listen to Joni Mitchell, you realize that he was not. That he was from Canada, because Joni Mitchell, had a crush on him.
Oh, okay. Bree, does the guitar give a bachelor an advantage with the ladies? Yeah, it does. Yeah, I would like to learn how to play the guitar. It's like I feel like I have too much going on,
Let me see your fingers.
and
Nails.
they're grown.
Look at the nails.
My
Yeah.
nails are grown. So
Look at the other way though. Show them the other way. Yeah, they're long. They're very long. Yeah, compared to mine.
yeah.
You would definitely win in a nail fight.
My gosh. I was looking for a good Cajun seasoning for food, not a fiddle player.
Oh, funny. Yeah, Tony Chachere's is the default Cajun seasoning. That's it's a standard seasoning, and that you can get at Kroger. If you go Krogering, you can go to get that, and a lot of the other stores have it too. Tony Chachere's. You better look up the spelling on that. CHACHERE''S. It's in a green container, like a miniature version of the Morton Salt kind of container, but it's smaller, and it's called it's green with red lettering, a little bit of white on it, It's really easy to spot in the seasoning section. Tony Sashry's, I think they call it Creole seasoner, maybe Louisiana and Creole seasoning.
Do they have barbecue at Waylon's place as well?
He plays all over the place. I'm sure many times
does
he's
a
played at
BBQ.
barbecues.
Yeah.
You know, we talk like the Crawfish Festival. It's all about the crawfish. You know.
Derek Selly, I like Cajun, but like barbecue, Southern barbecue better.
Memphis Barbecue, Elvis Presley Boulevard. There are a couple of great places to get not just the barbecue, but the potato salad from Memphis. I played in Memphis for the memorial that they had on the assassination of Dr. Martin Luther King. And you can believe while I was down there, I had a lot of that great Memphis food. And, but just, you know, I love it. Every time I've been to Memphis, I get barbecue and potato salad.
Cool. Kent, and he wants any tips on singing? Some tips.
You know,
on
it's
singing.
actually very simple. It wasn't until I got in college, I had one-on-one vocal coaching. You know, you have to take a whole bunch of courses to get up to that point, you know, where you're doing group singing and stuff like that. But I got this wonderful lady who taught me the basics of how to warm up your voice and how to do exercises that warm your voice. And, you know,
and breathing too.
And Kundalini breathing we were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
But yeah, having oxygen in your lungs is critical. But also, I think it's very important to actually exercise things. And when you start, do it without a guitar or a piano or anything like that. Just and hold that as long as you can. Try and come up from your belly button. Some people have, you know, trouble grasping that. So you won't get it until you start really using your diaphragm, which is pushing your belly out when you breathe. When you take in a breath and your belly goes out, you're using diaphragm. And so when you push your belly out, you make yourself look like, you know, as fat as you can. And then you go back, and let the air come out at a rather low note. You start with the low notes, because if you're grounded in a low voice, then your higher voice is going to be just going to follow suit. Now you're going to have to train that too. And of course, you can have a cough or something like that, because especially when you're doing a lot of yapping.
Yeah.
And the allergies today are really bad. My allergies have been kicking my derriere.
And yeah, it's hot today. It's a really hot day. I actually did some sprints earlier.
Oh, excellent.
Before this live show.
But yeah, start with the and develop that low voice. That's the real key. Then after that, going to high voice is a little bit easier. The Michael Jackson voice. Get back in there, Michael.
Subspace.
Oh yeah, got to have that subspace kick. Doom, doom, doom.
Eric Dudash. Kent, you're like an encyclopedia of knowledge. I hope I'm like you when I'm older. Me too. I hope so too.
Thank you.
Dolly Parton plays with long nails.
But is she really playing her guitar? Or is she faking it?
Yeah, who knows? Who knows? Is Creole seasoning similar to Cajun seasoning?
Well, you know, both of them are South Louisiana. And Creole seasoning usually refers to French people, or Creole in general, I should say, refers to the French people who are black, who speak French. And there's a lot of black people who speak French in Louisiana. And the nuance and difference is the, like collard greens. You know, you make bacon, and you take a big pot, and you 2 or 3 pieces of bacon, you fry it up in there, pull the bacon out, but leave the renderings, leave all the grease and everything in there. And then you fill it up with water, and you put your collard greens in there, maybe with a little bit of seasoning, or maybe even a little bit of chicken broth, and you boil it. And then right before you serve it, you put that bacon that you'd cooked a little bit earlier, back on top of the collard greens, and you have genuine Creole cooking. And so Creole cooking is a style. It's a little bit porky, a little bit greasier than regular Cajun. But Cajuns eat a lot of pork as it is, a lot of sausage, and but there's a lot of crossover between the two. But I think that the big difference is in the greens, collard greens.
Okay. Abuser Kent, why does the dumbest music rise to the top of the charts while musical genius work in relative obscurity?
In 1967, you had a lot of really smart people that were making music that was they were doing great comments on society. Jim Morrison only recently has gotten some recognition for the true social commentary behind his music. And of course, Joni Mitchell, Neil Young, Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young, Buffalo Springfield. A lot of those groups are they were intelligent songwriters, and they made a difference. They definitely changed the policy of what was going on, both with our treatment of Black people in these United States, and even the treatment of Mexican people was brought into a very high level of awareness by Joan Baez, and people like that started to realize that, oh wow, we're all great people, and this diversity is a super thing. And then, of course, with the war in Vietnam, there are a lot of people who suspected that war wasn't quite right. Now, I helped evacuate Vietnam, so I'm showing my age here, but also I'm showing, what I believe is an unbiased view of a very mishandled war. I can tell you by being on the scene, it was disorganized, it was chaotic. We were teenagers in early 20s, running a war, by direction of people who were experienced maybe with the Korean War, but they really hadn't had any war experience since about 1953. So, here you had these older guys who really weren't up on technology, and they really weren't up on, the latest techniques in warfare. And they were blowing it right and left, with their tactics, is the way I saw it at the time. When they had a big bombing run on Hanoi, I can remember the B-52s would be flying toward Hanoi, going overhead so close you could touch them. And three of them, just three B-52s, and that was bombing Hanoi, right? And so my dad was a navigator on B-17s in World War II. And, they would have hundreds of airplanes, if not in some raids, thousands of airplanes dropping bombs. And granted, the B-52s had a greater capacity than a B-17, but still the sheer numbers, when you spread out your bombing over a lot of area, you're going to significantly impact the ability of the citizenry to make war. When you're very concentrated and targeting in your bombing, maybe you've destroyed the industrial capacity of one company, but you have not, dissuaded the citizenry from wanting to engage in warfare. And I think that was the key thing that we missed in Vietnam, is inadequate use of America's arsenal.
Wow.
And that's why, by the way, on the other side of the barn is that the protest songs of the anti-war songs of Buffalo Springfield and people like that were very effective, because the veterans from Vietnam were coming back and saying, we're not fighting a war there. It's just like a police action. And which is what we did, unfortunately, in Iraq, and a lot of things that have gone on, in the Middle East.
So how many years were you in the
I was 4 years in the Navy.
In the Navy, 4 years.
Yeah, 4 years.
What did you do after that?
Went back to college and finished my degree, so I wouldn't have to work quite as hard as I had. Yeah, the Navy taught me the importance of making sure I had a college education. And even while I was in the Navy, I got 18 credit hours of college for free on the program for a float college education. And the sad thing about that, they had to pay for a college professor to come over and teach a class. It'd be 2 or 3 of us in the classroom, being educated, and the kids just didn't want to go there and go take college courses. it was tragic, very, very tragic that people didn't realize the opportunity right in front of their face. Yeah. So, hey, get educated,
Well,
fool the system.
and take opportunity.
Yeah. Yeah. What's another question we got here?
Let's see here. Can't really see with these glasses. I guess I have to change.
Yeah. Right. Right. So, yeah, genius is not rewarded in these days.
Kent, why does it? Okay, right. Would Kent rather collab with Paul McCartney or Bob Dylan?
Paul McCartney for his melodicness, Bob Dylan for his words and his songs. I think Paul McCartney is one of the best songwriters ever, but so was Bob Dylan. And I think I could get along with either one of them, although I've heard that Paul McCartney is extraordinarily easy to work with, or Bob Dylan, he has an idea of what he wants to do and he pushes it through till what's in his head comes out. That can, cause some problems with people along the way.
Buser, does Joe Biden make his own decisions or does he just say yes to whatever his handlers say?
I remember when
We try not to go
President
into
Trump was
politics
first
much.
inaugurated, and President Trump, was walking over to take the oath of office, and he's walking, had the long trench coat on and everything, a big black wool funeral coat, the formal coat, and he had this look in his eyes I had never ever seen before that moment, where the whole weight of the world was on his shoulders, like the implant that had just been put in his brain was linked to a trigger that if he did something was wrong, they would push the button and make him die. And so I think that probably has happened to the past few presidents, considering, what their accomplishments have been. Is that fair to say
my
that? That's
gosh.
not political, is it? That's saying that's true with all of the people who rise to the top.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing
So
bad.
I don't think our government is controlled by the presidents anymore, to answer that question, but I'm not going to get political.
Yeah, please. The B52 still on tour. Love
Shack.
baby.
Yeah. Great group out of Atlanta area. Yeah, my brother lived in Gainesville, Georgia, just north of Atlanta, when they were still kind of small and touring around the neighborhood. And they were the hottest thing going in Atlanta Metro, and they haven't stopped. Brian Wilson. Can you imagine? I don't know if you've seen the Brian Wilson movie, but boy, he had some issues in his life. But he could write. And was so incredibly creative. Pet Sounds, during its day, it didn't sell what it should have sold, but is still influencing the sounds of music to this day.
Oh, I had another question for you.
Yeah.
Who's your favorite singer-songwriter?
Singer song. It's either two different things or it's one thing. I think Nat King Cole, has got to be one of the greatest singers ever. Bing Crosby, Perry Como, for being great singers. We just haven't come up to the level of Frank Sinatra on anybody nowadays.
Oh my gosh.
We have Harry Connick Jr., does a very good job nowadays. But of quality of voice, those are the kind of people that are great. For out and out singer songwriters, James Taylor has to be high up on that list. And many more.
Good. Let's see here. What is that asking? Can't see.
Absolutely. Vietnam provided inspiration for songs well into the 80s. For many reasons.
Yes,
and that's why music has been continually squashed since then. Read between the lines on a Duran Duran song. It's about as anti-establishment as you can get. Oh, it's a love song, right? Listen again.
And the Still of the Night was written by the lead singer of the Five Sins while he was in the Navy.
I believe that. I totally believe that.
Yes.
You have a lot of time out at sea. That's where I got good at guitar. When you're out at sea, you have nothing else to do. And back in the day, we did not have any form of television on board our ships at all. It just didn't exist. I withdrew from the television world for almost 4 years. You would pull into port and you'd see Japanese TV on the, the TVs we did have. But, I wasn't interested in that. I wanted to go see Japan. But yeah, that lot of greats have come out. It's a Cosby, the comedian Cosby. He was a corpsman in the Navy. Bill Cosby, yeah, corpsman in the Navy.
I just popped in for a second, didn't expect to hear an impassioned speech about Vietnam. A lot to learn from that war. So sad times, yeah.
Yeah, thank you for saying that.
Thank you for your service, Kent. Thank you. Yes.
Oh, you are welcome.
Drake versus Lil Wayne.
Oops, that's out of my culture zone.
Those are rappers.
Yeah,
are you familiar with any rappers?
No, I have no idea who they are.
Okay. Jimmy Cliff, Vietnam, great song.
Yeah, if you want to cry.
That's a good song.
And
Yeah,
I love reggae to begin with,
This can appreciate guys like Satriani, Steve A. Not sure how to.
Steve Vai, Yngwie Malmsteen. Crossroads had Steve Vai in it, and Crossroads is one of the best movies about music. If you haven't seen Crossroads, buy a copy of the DVD because you're going to want to see it 2 or 3 times at least. And there's so much truth down in there. Robert Johnson, I went down to the crossroads, fell down on my knees. The whole movie is centered around that. And Steve Vai was shredding against Ralph Macchio, and so that scene is all made up, But yeah, I have an appreciation for that kind of stuff, but I have a tendency to prefer, the guitarists who were like Chet Atkins. If you want to say who's the best guitarist, like Chet Atkins has to be on that list. And even some of the people who played behind people like Merle Haggard and Johnny Cash, the Tennessee Three, for that rockabilly sound, they nailed it. They had it there. And so, it's your taste on what you like, but yeah, I'll listen to Johnny Cash before Steve Vai.
Cool. Trevor's Rich. I actually think Kent could appreciate Tupac. He has some impactful lyrics. Different culture for sure, but a lot of soul. Have you heard of Tupac?
Yeah, I always confuse him with turmeric.
Okay.
I put turmeric in a lot, of food that I cook. Speaking of seasonings, Tupac. I couldn't identify a Tupac song. I've heard of him. Unlike, was it Lil Wayne or whatever the other?
Yeah, Lil Wayne and Drake.
Drake, haven't heard of them.
Yeah, but what about Too Short? That no doubt the GOAT.
Well, the GOAT, it makes me think of the Navy. The GOAT is the Navy.
Oh,
what
yeah,
other GOAT is
that's
there?
the what's it called? The mascot, right?
For the United States Navy, sure. Go to any Navy game and there's the GOAT. And he's on a lot of our sweatshirts and stuff too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask you a few more questions, and I think we should wrap up with the live show. I think it's been extended a lot. I don't know.
How long have we gone? Is it 6:30 yet?
Sure, actually. Well, no, it's like 7 p.m. right now.
Oh, outstanding. Time flies when you're having a blast.
I know.
Hey, give me another question.
Let's see here.
Wait, we got to do the song first. Do 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 do.
Let's see. So I feel like you've answered a lot of these questions.
Well, good. Anything else?
How did history and music in the music come together? Like you combine them together.
I grew up in New Orleans. That's the one sentence answer. Everybody in New Orleans in my era grew up with music and history. I saw Al Hurt and Pete Fountain as a child. My dad and my mom would go to a club, and there's Al Hurt, 12 feet away from you. How can you beat that? And so you're looking at history, you're looking at, music, you're looking at very, 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 very high quality level of musicianship. The competition in New Orleans for musicianship, especially in the, 70s and 80s, was unbelievable. It was just like razor edged. Aaron Neville 2 times sang through my PA system. And once he even said, Kent, can you be the backup band for me? And the band that I had at the time was Aaron Neville's backup band when he flew in from San Francisco and played at the St. Jude Festival. We happened to be the act there. He didn't have his band with him at the time. So the point of that is that the greatest of singers, people who had already had hits, were still playing smaller festivals in New Orleans compared to playing Carnegie Hall like they should have been.
Okay. George Harrison worshipped Chet Atkins.
Yep. I love George as a guitar player too. Underappreciated guitar player. So many Apple Scruffs, and things like that. Truly melodic.
This is a really good show. Thanks. Danny
Yeah, thank
Koshevar.
you.
Thank you
Thank
for
you, Danny.
watching.
Yeah.
Guys, who is backing me up here? Too Short is the greatest. How can I be wrong on this? I think Too Short is a singer, but I'm not. I've never heard of him.
Yeah.
I've never heard of him. Sorry, Kyle. Eric, Kent, do you think Bob Dylan did a deal with the devil, or do you think it's all bluff? Just bluff.
Watch Crossroads. Watch the movie Crossroads. You'll get the perfect 2-hour extended version of that answer. And, I did not make the deal with the devil, which is, I don't want to say that's why I'm sitting here. I did not make the deal with the devil. And there comes a time in your life when, you can walk through that portal or stay here. And if you see Crossroads is a very extensive explanation of that. Once you kick into that realm of vibrational energy, which is, that's vibrational energy. Your voice is vibrational energy. Whatever happens in your pineal gland or whatever is vibrational energy. Doing Kundalini yoga is vibrational energy. You get into which is like an invisible pipeline flow of energy. When you're standing in that energy, you can feel it and be part of it. Now, you can step into the deal or you can stay in the energy, and I've just chosen to stay in the energy of my life.
Good. Chesapeake or pumpkin pie?
Cheesecake.
Oh, I'm sorry, Chesapeake. I have that.
Chesapeake Bay.
Chesapeake Bay. That's
seasonings.
like right.
Yeah,
close.
We're talking about Tony Chachere's and all of that.
Cheesecake. Oh, you said cheesecake.
Yeah, cheesecake.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I love the cheesecake.
For me, it's both. I think
I
pumpkin
avoid
is so
them both
good too.
now.
I love. Yeah, right. Me too. Did your ancestors fight for the South?
About 20 of them. And I also had
Wow.
ancestors that fought on the northern side. You can look at the records here. And, I need to clarify something. When these records were created, it was the Army of Louisiana. It was not the Confederate Army. When these records were originally created and my ancestors joined an army, they were joining the Army of Louisiana. They had an independent flag and everything, mustered in at Camp Moore, about 75 miles north of Louisiana in Tangipahoa area. And, they were sent off to fight in Northern Virginia, and they weren't even sure why they were fighting. They just knew that Louisiana had to be defended. And so that perspective is missed. When somebody who joined in Indiana, they were going to fight for, Indiana. When somebody joined in Pennsylvania, especially, some of those units that were raised as the war got closer and closer to Pennsylvania, those people were fighting for Pennsylvania. And when the danger was gone from the Confederates coming in, they simply backed off. They got out of the army, and their 90-day enlistment or whatever was over, and so we lose that perspective. So when I say I had ancestors who fought for Ohio, and that's true, I did, from Lancaster, Ohio, is how you pronounce it in Ohio, and then people that were from Louisiana, they were fighting for their states. It was not an established country yet. They were just, there was not the communication that you have nowadays where you knew exactly what was going on.
Bree, can you put the watch on the screen?
Okay.
The watch.
Okay.
Yeah. So you guys can keep going, and I'll go ahead and start working on dinner.
First rate.
Is like a fried rice dish.
Yeah.
For you, because I can do that quick.
Love
Okay.
that with avocados.
You guys just keep.
Yeah, we just gotta answer some more
Keep
questions.
broadcasting.
Yeah.
Wait till I walk by and switch the camera.
Okay.
Okay. Hey, we're actually going to let's talk about singing for my supper. I get supper today. Very healthy food, by the way. Craig makes very healthy food with
Yeah, always
avocados
healthy.
and things like that.
Always healthy.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
I appreciate it.
Now, there's another Lil B, Base to God.
I'm pretty sure Lil B, the bass god, is the rawest rapper. Probably a good rapper. I'm not sure who's Lil B.
I don't know.
I could be
That's
Lil
dope,
B.
man.
I could be Lil B with my name.
Lil B. Oh, you could. But she's tall.
Or Lil.
Have you seen us standing next to each other? She's 6 feet tall, I bet, right?
But you mean me?
Aren't you 6 foot?
No. It's with these Lucchese boots.
Oh,
I'm
it's
like,
a Lucchese boots. I'm
Yeah.
only in my area. It's not as tall as Lucchese.
I'm just 5'4". That's all I am.
No way.
Yeah.
I would never have guessed that.
Really?
No, you look much, much, much taller.
That's so weird. Mine did. Triforce Rich.
Mine to Triforce Ridge.
Oh, did your ancestors fight for the South? And he said
Mine did.
Derek.
Triforce Rich. Yeah.
You,
Richmond. Oh,
sir.
Richmond, of course.
Asking for the important questions. Yeah. Derek with the important answers.
There you go.
Kent, are there any genres left to discover?
Absolutely, positively. When you look at like Tibetan music and Hindu music, Tamil music, there are a lot of things out there in the way of world music that can be taken another step. And a real good example of that is Psytrance. If you've listened to Psytrance, that's taking Vedic scripture to a whole nother level, and if you like trance music and they're using that for meditation. It's very popular in India especially, and look up some of that kind of stuff and it's just like, whoa, it's like 160 beats per minute, not what you'd expect for religious music. But yeah, there are all kinds of things out there that are left to explore.
Definitely. Kent, please watch the movie Tenacious D and the Pick of Destiny.
I have the pick of destiny. It is right here in my hands. I won't let go of it.
So you have watched the movie or not yet?
Yeah, I admit to watching that.
The Charlie Daniels Band, The Devil Went Down to Georgia.
It
Another
is,
good
it
one.
is. Yeah, Charlie Daniels was actually touring Cincinnati area when I came through to play in Cincinnati, and we were both stuck on the freeway right by Columbus, Ohio. And he was on his, CB talking to all of his fans, and his, motor coach was in sight for where we were also stuck in traffic. And our band ended up yapping with Charlie Daniels for a good 5 or 6 minutes.
LOL. Somebody's laughing out loud. This chat has proven that what happens in the past is the past. Carlos' ancestors conquered, raped, and pillaged Bree's ancestors, but they are now friends. Oh yeah, Carlos is one of the live chatters here.
Oh.
He's one of the viewers on Mid-Atlantic TV.
Okay.
And he's actually from Spain. So, and I'm from Ecuador, so he says he claims that the past is the past and we're now friends and there's no, nothing.
Yeah, we need to stay
ugly.
friends. Friends are definitely less energy than hate.
Definitely. More hugs, no, what is it? No hugs, no war. Wait.
Yeah.
Hugs.
More hugs, no war.
More hugs, no wars, yeah.
Yeah.
Ken, do you ever come with a tasty riff but wonder if you're subconsciously ripping off somebody else or it's just already been done before?
It's all been done before. I just accept that. It's true. Oof.
I always get stuck when writing lyrics. Any advice? Yeah, me too.
Okay, you have to think of what your subject is. And so
And
the
just get
advice
like bullets of what you want to talk about, or
that's excellent advice. Yeah, 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 yeah.
yeah,
It's like imagine, holding,
just like
your
brainstorm.
partner really up close and telling her, oh man, I really love you. I think you're awesome. You have beautiful eyes. You're everything to me.
Uh-huh.
And oh, your hair is like, silk. I just love it. It's like baby soft hair. And, you start thinking of things like that. What do you tell a girl? And then you start writing them
Oh.
down. And I'm sure from a lady's perspective, what do you tell a guy?
Um, that he's really nice. He's strong. He's intelligent, and I don't know what else. I don't know what else. I mean, just all good stuff. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah, yeah.
anything good to talk about is good.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, use your imagination and close your eyes and get there with her.
Yeah, Craig, what is in the fried rice?
Let's see.
We'll see. We'll find out.
Usually he puts in avocado and he puts in hemp seed. He puts
Definitely hemp seeds.
in
What is it? Mustard. Mustard.
yep, tasty bite. I hope he puts in some tasty bite. I love that stuff.
Yeah.
That's Indian food, by the way.
Yes, Indian food.
Indian food. I love curries and things like that.
My daughter cooks for me, or my ex-wife. Okay.
There you go.
I sit on my chair and watch Craig shows all day.
Yeah, yeah. He's
Well,
great.
thank you for watching.
Thank you, Derek.
Kent, are you married?
Yes. Yes, I am.
Cool. Just checked. Bitcoin is over 42,000. Let's keep this pump going.
Yeah, that's great.
Pump it up. I watch the reruns of Craig's old shows when he doesn't put a new show out.
Craig is amazing. He brings together the right kind of talent, the right kind of people. Like when you watch Steve talking about Seiko watches, it's just like it's entrancing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Kent, do you like the song Nashville Cats?
Oh, yeah, yeah. John Sebastian. A great song. I don't have it memorized, but I remember it very, very well.
I like it. Are drugs popular with historical musicians, or is that more the fields of drugs, sex, and rock and roll? It would be interesting to see a cocked up singer singing some Civil War song.
I'll use my imagination on that one. Drugs have been historically associated with musicians for far more than the 20th century. And the same thing goes for, like Sir Conan Doyle. Or was it the guy who wrote Sherlock Holmes supposedly was a cocaine addict? And, marijuana is documented in use at least in the 1800s in these United States. And then alcohol is even a worse demon than, drugs. And that's been back to the days of the Greeks and probably Sumerians. In fact, the Sumerians had beer.
Really?
Yeah, yeah. It's one of the things they really liked was beer. Yeah.
Interesting. Fender versus Gibson.
Well, I have a Fender Telecaster. I don't play it much. I used to have a Les Paul Gibson. And the Les Paul Gibson was much, much, much easier to play on the fret, but it was heavy and wore down my neck to the point where I sold it. The Fender the Telecaster is much lighter, easier to play because it's lighter, but the fingering action is not nearly as good as a Gibson Les Paul.
Nothing wrong with casual alcohol. 10 beers a day keeps the retirement account away.
A true Sumerian.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't drink at all. I'm not a fan. Okay. I think we're all caught up.
Did we get them all?
Yeah, finally.
So, you have any questions that you didn't answer? Or didn't ask, I should say.
say. Do you have a favorite guitar? Like, do you have any like electric guitars, or you just play acoustic?
Yeah, the electric guitar is at Fender Telecaster. It's electric.
Oh, okay,
And
okay.
the Martins I play 99% of the time. In fact, this particular one, it's alphabet soup when it comes to the model number. Martin started doing that. It used to be say, "Oh, I got a D28," it'd be real easy. But this is like alphabet soup worth of name to it. But they have a whole lot of great guitars for under $2,000.
So you don't have a favorite guitar?
Well, this one just because I'm naturally playing it all the time.
Okay, this one, yeah. See here, we can't end.
We can't end.
Bree, wait, Kent, please. He always wants to keep the show going.
Yeah.
Where's Blue?
Where is Blue?
He's one of the viewers, but he's not here.
Oh.
Yeah, where is he? Hey, wait a minute here. Lens, can you call in, or Carlos?
Oh,
sometimes
funny.
They call in and they talk with Craig.
Oh, that's funny.
But yeah, no, I think I'm all caught up. Thank you, Kent, for coming and for providing knowledge. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I'm glad to do it. In fact, this is one of the first times we've really had a chance to talk. Usually we're always doing music and everything, but you do a great job of interviewing.
Thank you.
Isn't she great?
I try to
everybody clap at home. Everybody clap at home for Bree. She's fabulous.
Keep up with the comments here.
Yeah.
But thank you for coming here and playing the music, and more shows to come.
Quite jive to be here in Thurmont, Maryland.
Craig, are you here? Can you come in for a bit with dinner?
There you go. I can smell it. I'm getting hungry. I think that's why Bree wants to quit.
Yeah, I've been hungry. Bye. Thanks, guys. Pleasure as always, Kent.
Hey, thank you so much. And Craig has said I got to be on more often, so
you should. Thanks. Yeah, should come in for a live show.
More often. Wow, grilled cheese.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna finish it off with the Grand Seiko on the bench.
I love that look.
And one more question, or I guess statement. Sumerians invented beer. True story. They also knew how many planets are in our solar system before they had telescopes, and also described how the asteroid belt came to be.
Ah, yes. Mr. Sitchkin's theories too, and I agree with you. Yeah, I've thoroughly looked at that. And some of those Sitchkin books are absolutely fabulous when you look at what he did with the Sumerian texts, causing a great deal of embarrassment in the some of the academic community who wanted to make the story align with some of the other myths that we have, but it just didn't. The Sumerians had a better civilization than we did. In all the cuneiform tablets that we've discovered, there is very, very little reference to violent crime. In fact, their legal system did not include much on violent crime at all. So the theory is that they must not have had much violent crime. It hadn't occurred to them to beat up on people in the streets to steal from each other.
Nice. All right.
I like that question. I want more like that.
All right, we're going to end it, and we'll see you guys next time.
Au revoir tout le monde.
Au revoir.